Hi Yogi, welcome to this practice. Today's flow is a full body flow which will focus on the theme of gratitude. Appreciating all that we have both on and off of our mat. Appreciating our poses, the space that comes in between. Appreciating the time that we have, our bodies for what they enable us to do. So meet me today in a tabletop position. Beginning in tabletop, come onto hands and knees. And make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. We'll go ahead and bring our right fingertips to the right side of the head. So lift up through the right elbow as you take a breath in, look beyond the elbow. And as you exhale, crunch in, right elbow towards left wrist, engage the core. Breathe in, right elbow lifts, open the chest wide. Exhale, crunch to the left. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to close. Breathe in. Exhale. On your next inhale, lift the right elbow high, release the fingertips from the side of the head. See if you can spread and reach through the right fingertips. As you exhale, come to kill in, right arm loops underneath the left. So maybe this is enough for you with the hand on the mat, the shoulder lifted. If you can, try and get your ear and your shoulder all the way down towards your mat. Now a couple of options for the left hand, it can stay rooted, it can creep to the very top of our mat, or we can come into that half bind. Reaching for the inner part of the right hip. So just kind of experiment. You can have a go. If one doesn't really feel good, always come back to the previous variation. If you're in that half bind, encourage your left shoulder to pull back and your right arm to loop underneath. See if you can level off your hips by swaying your left hip back over on top of the left knee. And perhaps close down the eyes as you deepen into the twist. And as we begin this journey, it's always important to come from a place of appreciation. Appreciating our bodies, appreciating the time that we have, and appreciating this opportunity for self-growth and discovery. So having that idea of gratitude, appreciation in the back of your mind as you flow with breath today. Root down through the left hand, reach up through the right arm. Just unravel yourself from the twist, take a breath in. As you exhale, reach your right fingertips forwards and then plant that down towards the mat. Inhale, left fingertips to the side of the head, left elbow lifts, gaze goes up. Exhale, crunch into the right. Inhale, elbow to the sky, chest to the left. Exhale, breathe in, big lift. Exhale, close. Inhale, exhale. On your next breath, elbow to the sky, release the hand from the side of the head, spread those wings, and exhale, loop underneath to find your twist. Again, perhaps ear, shoulder finds the earth. If you want to go deeper, right fingers to the top of the mat, or around the back of your body, looping for the inner part of left thigh, left hip. And again, draw your right shoulder back, but level your hips, soften your gaze, and come back to that place of appreciation, of gratitude. Wonderful. Unravel, right hand roots, left arm lifts. Big lift, inhale, left hand down as you exhale. So from here, we're going to come into a floating tabletop. If you have a block or a hard black book, just slot that in between your inner thighs. If you don't have one, that's absolutely fine. You can do the same thing, but just find some engagement. Curl the toes from underneath you. See if you can press through the hands and the tips of the toes, and then just hover the kneecaps above the mat in a floating tabletop. If you've got the block, squeeze into that block. If you haven't got a block, imagine that you're hugging your inner thighs together, but without them actually touching. Same things with the calves. Try and tuck your tailbone underneath you and spread your shoulders a little. Just find the activation. And exhale to release, kneecaps to the mat, toes are untucked. Remove your block off to the side. And as you press down into your hands, push your bum back towards your heels, just take a breath out. Child's pose. As you inhale, move forwards into tabletop. Keep moving forwards. As you exhale, bend your elbows back, drop your heart down. Inhale, plant into your hands, lift your chest, cobra pose. Exhale, lower your heart. Press back into child's pose, take a breath in. And as you look forwards, exhale, drag it through. We're going to sweep straight through to Cobra. So you start to dive from the chest. Use your inhale to lift your heart and your exhale to drop. Press back into Child's Pose. Take your breath in and exhale. Shift forward straight through to tabletop as you inhale. From tabletop, lower down all the way, elbows back, all the way to the mat, controlled on the way down. Inhale, lift up Cobra. Exhale, lower the heart, lower the gaze. Press back on the inhale, Child's Pose. And exhale, look forwards. Straight sweep, like you're diving from the heart. Inhale, Cobra Pose. Exhale, back down. Push back into Child's Pose. Inhale, curl your toes. Lift your hips up and back as you exhale, come into down dog. Look to the thighs. Apply an even weight distribution in both the hands and the feet. And then just notice how the body feels. Notice how the lower back feels, how the backs of the legs feel. Can you pedal into that? Can you work with breath? Finding your rhythm. Just allowing your energy to start to settle and become internal for a moment. Send your drishti forwards to the front, lift high, pre tips of the toes, and just baby step your feet forwards to come into Yga&x, forward fold. Come up halfway as you breathe in, lengthen your spine, send your gaze ahead, and then exhale, fold to the mat. Inhale, come up halfway, look forwards, and then exhale, fold. Hands do not have to touch, breathe in, one more. Exhale, fold down. As you root down through the feet, come to bring your arms wide and then touch over the top of the head. Breath in brings you up. Exhale, lower hands to heart and then lower fingers by the sides of the body. So coming into this Samasthihi, nice standing tall mountain position. Reach the arms back up as you breathe in, tap, and exhale, fold towards your variation of forward fold. Look forwards as you lengthen your back. Inhale. Exhale, fold towards the mat. Bend the knees so the hands can come down. Keep the right foot rooted. Just go ahead and step your left toes and then ground for your left kneecap. As you root down through the palms, we're going to send that right leg up. So point the toes up. Take a breath in. As you exhale, I want you to bring your right knee over in the direction of your left tricep. So just get it as close as you can. Now inhale, right toes back to the sky. And as you exhale, right knee over to the right tricep. Okay, inhale back towards the sky. As you exhale, right knee as close to the right armpit as you can. Now take a big step so the right foot comes wide of the right hand. So we're going to get a block handy or two near the top of the mat. And we'll start by coming onto the tips of the fingers. As you lunge into the right knee, can you cast your heart forwards? Again, send your gaze ahead of you. Exhale. See if you can creep your fingertips forwards, get a little closer with the heart. But heavy in the hips, keep pulling them back the way, stay engaged. As you inhale, creep your hands back to where they came from. Root down for your left hand and reach up with your right arm to find an open twist. And then exhale, lower your right hand down towards the mat. Bringing a hand towards a block, a book, whatever you can grab, or staying on the mat. Look forwards as you breathe in, and then pull back as you breathe out. See if you can flex your right big toe to the sky, and then encourage that right pinky toe to pull back the way towards the right hip. Lunging back into the right knee, right big toe drops to the mat, block moves off towards the side. Really press down through the hands, curl your back toes and lift your back kneecap. And as you look forwards, we're going to take a big step so the left foot comes wide of our left hand. Step it forwards, sit the weight into the heels, reach your fingertips forwards to come into active squat. Sit down low, full breath in, exhale, engage your thighs, your glutes. Inhale, press through the feet, hands to heart, straight to the sky, look up. Exhale, back into the active squat, sit down nice and low. Hands lower towards the mat. We're going to keep our right foot rooted. Go ahead as you press into the hands and step your left toes back. Wiggle the right foot into the center of the hands. So the hands are now framing your right foot, maybe onto the tips of the fingers. We're going to start to lift from the chest and the core. See if you can reach right arm forwards and then the left. Create a long, clean line of energy from the tailbone towards the base, the front of the skull. As you inhale, lift up through your fingertips, and then exhale, get really heavy through the hips. Just appreciating that foundation, that support, the strength from the legs. See if you can connect your thumbs together and then bring your thumbs to the very base of your skull. As you inhale, lift your elbows, see if you can tilt and lean back. And as you exhale, deeper bend in the right knee, get lower through the hips. Wonderful. Inhale, arms reach back up, crescent pose. Look up, then look forwards. Okay, as we exhale, we're going to step left foot right down by the right. Inhale, see if you can lengthen through the sides of the waist, tuck the tail, connect your palms over the head, bring your hands to your heart. And as we exhale, let's twist towards the right. Maybe as you bend your knees, left elbow can come to tap the outside of the right knee or the thigh. No biggie if it's not, stay lifted. And then take a moment to breathe into the twist. Lift the left bottom ribs as you peel your gaze back away. Wonderful. Use your inhale to twist back towards the front. Gaze forwards. Straighten your legs, arms up. And then exhale towards the mat, forward fold. Come up halfway as we take our breath in. Bend the knees. Keep the right foot rooted. Go ahead and step left toes, left kneecap. Then the right towards the mat. And let's arrive all the way onto our chest. So try that angle lower. Really slow and controlled to come all the way down. Once your heart connects towards the mat, cobra pose, elbows in, shoulders back, lift the gaze, breathe in. And then exhale, drop your heart, drop your gaze back down. Bring your arms by the side of the body, have the palms so they face down the way. Lifting up into a locust variation. As we inhale, see if you can lift your legs and lift your arms. Focus on challenging your shoulder blades to meet in the back, at the center of the back. And then encourage your kneecaps to lift towards your hips. One more breath. And exhale, lower heart, lower gaze. Breathe into cobra pose, look up. And then push straight back into downward dog as you breathe out. Look back to the thighs. Send your awareness back into the front of the mat. As you lift high on the tips of the toes, bend the knees. I'd like you to take a big step or a jump with the feet wider than the hands. Kick all the way forwards, little frog jump. Sink your hips low, reach your fingers forwards. Take an inhale as you gaze beyond the fingertips. Exhale, get a little heavier. Inhale, press into the feet, hands to the heart, squeeze the bum cheeks, reach the fingers skywards. And as you exhale, come back down into that active squat. Wonderful. Lower the hands all the way down towards the mat. Keeping the right foot wide, step your left toes and drop your left knee. Bringing your right hand towards the right knee, open into the hip, look over your right shoulder. Just notice if you feel any tightness in the hips. See if you can channel your breath towards that area of the body. Looking forwards, lower the right hand. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulder points. Bring your right knee back to your left. Curl your toes and press your hips up and back. Come through to down facing dog as you breathe out. Full breath through the nose and a full breath out of the nose. Send your awareness to the front, lift high through tippy toes. We'll walk that all forward to Yga&x. Halfway breathe in. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms wide. Tap the palms over the top. And then exhale, swan dive straight towards your mat. Yga&x, look forwards, breathe in. Bend the knees so the hands can come down. This time, left foot roots. And right toes, right kneecap, step back. Okay, hands firm in the left foot. Let's scoop our left toes up towards the sky. Inhale. As you exhale, left knee comes over towards the right tricep. So twist as you tap. Inhale, left toes back up. Exhale, left knee towards the left tricep. Tap. Inhale, left toes up. As you exhale, try and get your left knee as close towards your left armpit as you can, and then step left foot outside of the left hand. So we're in a lizard stance to get us set up. Onto the tips of the fingers, look towards the front of your space, cast your heart forwards, slightly draw your shoulders back and tilt your pelvis towards the front. Walking forwards, just creeping those fingers out in front of you. Engage through the legs, heavy in the hips. On your next breath in, tiptoe the fingers back to where they came from. Right hand roots and that left arm lifts. Find your open twist. Take an inhale. And exhale, left hand roots towards the mat. Either bringing your hands to a book or the mat. Look forwards as you breathe in. As you exhale, pull your hips back, straighten through your left leg. If you're struggling to reach the mat, you can bring the block back, make it higher. So again, we're trying to bring that left pinky toe in the direction as the left hip and press down through your left heel, super heavy. Lunge back into the left knee, move any props off to the side. Press down through the left foot, through the hands, and lift the back right kneecap away from the mat. As you inhale, big step, right foot's gonna come wide of the right hand. Sit the bum down low. Reach your fingers out in front of you, active squat. Inhale, lower as you exhale. Pull your hands to your heart, take a big breath in. Shoot your fingertips towards the sky, look up to the thumbs. Exhale, take a seat back towards the mat. Inhale, drop your hands down as you exhale, keep your hips lifted. Left foot roots, right toe step back. Keep the right kneecap lifted. We're going to wiggle this left foot into the center of the hands. Send the gaze long. Reach one arm out to the front of the space and then the other. Long, clean line of energy again. And use your inhale to lift you up through to crescent. Fingertips high to the sky. Heavy in the hips, supported by the legs. Thumbs connect to the very base of the skull. Use your next inhale to find a back bend. So elbows and heart lift. Hips shift forwards, breathe out. Inhale, fingers back towards the sky, look up for a moment, then gaze forwards. Big step as you exhale, right big toe right by the left. Pull your hands, reach them up towards the sky, lengthen through the sides of the waist. See if you can explore a bit more freedom here. Breathe in and exhale, tap your palms, twist towards the left. Maybe your elbow can creep outside of your left thigh, your left knee. Pull your right hip back and then lift your ribs from the bottom right side. As you inhale, bring that back, come to straighten through the legs, arm up, and then exhale, flow it down, Uttanasana, fall. Ardha Uttanasana, take your breath in. Bend your knees, keep your left foot rooted, set your right toes, drop your right kneecap, bring your left knee down. Little shift coming all the way onto the mat as we exhale, elbows back, heart down to the mat. Inhale, lift up to your variation of cobra pose. Take your breath in. And exhale, melt your heart back down, melt your gaze. Fingers by the sides of the body, palms face down the way. Lift your arms, lift your feet, breathe in. Locust variation, shoulder blades, try to challenge them to meet along the back. Kneecaps towards the hips. And exhale. Fingers point forwards, lift the chest, breathe in. And push straight back to downward dog as you breathe out. Gaze is forwards, look towards the fingertips, lift high. Bend the knees, we're going to step it or jump it, feet wider than the hands. Little frog jump forwards. Sit the bum low, reach the fingers out. Inhale, little lower as we exhale. Pull the hands to the heart, breathe in, shoot the fingertips up. Sit back down as you breathe out. Hands down. Okay, keep that left foot where it is. Step your right toes and drop your right kneecap. Breathe out. Left hand gently pushes the inner part of the knee. Open your hips, open your chest to the left side. And as we rotate, channeling the breath towards our hips. Gaze right ahead, left hand down. Just bring your left knee around and then just push heavy to come into child's pose for a moment. Exhale here. Allow your energies to settle, becoming internal again for a moment. Noticing your system, appreciating your system for all that it does. As you send your gaze forwards, keep your fingertips back. Okay, high up onto the shins. And then from being onto our shins, if this is uncomfortable, you can come into cross-legged position. We're going to inhale, reach the fingers high. As you exhale, begin to cactus your arms and open your chest. Take a breath in, lift your chest, lift your gaze. And as you exhale, bring your palms into touch. Inhale, spread your wings, open wide. Exhale to find a close. One more, breathe in. And exhale. As you inhale, just spread your wings, then exhale, relax, arms by the side of the body. Make your way into tabletop. From here, we'll work into puppy pose. Maybe have a block handy towards the top. You might want to use it in a moment. So as the hips stay steady on top of the knees, we're going to start to lower. So as we reach our fingers forward, we want to melt from the heart. A couple of options. You can even pop your forehead towards a block. If you want to go a little deeper, forehead will be all the way onto the mat. Or even deeper, maybe your chin or your chest. Wherever you are, try and not let the hips shift forward so that they go past the knees. Try and keep pushing your bum back, but melting your heart down. So you'll feel this one in the shoulders, in the front of the chest, and the back body. Maybe the sides of the body as well as you lengthen through fingertips. And puppy pose is one of those poses that can be quite intense. It can challenge you and push your edge, but just know that you can always come back to the breath, especially in those challenging asanas. Inhale to look forwards. Let's walk our hands back towards our knees or come back into cross-legged. As we exhale, take a soft twist towards the right. Breathe in, lift taller. Breathe out, deepen the twist. Inhale and exhale. Moving in the opposite direction, over to the left, big breath in. Lengthen up the way, big breath out. Twist back the way. 2 more, breathe in. Look back, breathe out. And last big breath. Exhale. Look forwards to the front of your space. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.